In Snippet Land, you get younger every year. Hello and welcome to Sober Living Snippets, where we live alcohol-free so we can heal those relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame. Welcome to Snippet Land. I'm Becca Jacobson, and I have a snippet for you. Today, we are going to look back and forward at the same time. But first of all, if you're new in Snippet Land, if this is your first or one of your first snippets, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you found us. If you're a 40-plus woman, this is the place to be if you struggle with alcohol. Gals, I want to come back and talk about something we've talked about before, but it is so important, and guess what I'm seeing? I'm seeing it's a hard one to get going on the timeline, meaning it's a hard one to stick with. It's a hard one to incorporate into our lives. It's a hard one to do, even though we know it's a good one to do. So I talk with you, right? Don't forget, I talk with you. If I've never met you, what are you waiting for? I'd love to meet you. All you have to do is book a call and let's talk. But that's not what this is about. But I do have the privilege of talking with many of you, and what you tell me doesn't surprise me. Why? Because I'm you. I'm you, you're me. We've lived the same struggle. We're 40-plus women, in my case, 59 and counting. And I know exactly how you feel. And the struggle I'm talking about today is figuring out how, on your own, meaning without support, to stop surface dwelling. How do we stop surface dwelling without accountability, without support, without anyone helping us to stay off the surface? Well, let's first of all start with, what is surface dwelling? It's a phrase I made up, at least I think I did. I didn't Google it. I don't know if it's a thing. Who knew, right? Surface dwelling in Snippet Land means that we are basically information junkies, that we are always looking for the next thing to look at, read, listen to, find out about, but we never stop and practice. We never go any deeper than just hearing the thing and moving on. Or we go a little bit deeper, but not all the way. Maybe we're not the waves on the very, very top of the surface, but even if we're a few inches below the surface, we're still at the surface. If we really want to grow, we really want to change, we really want to create the lives that we want to build, and we want to get alcohol behind us once and for all so we don't even want to drink, we have to stop seeking information and start using the information we have. Now, this is not just us in Snippet Land. This is a universal societal problem in the 21st century, in the 2020s, isn't it? Because we have all the information we'll ever need. We're never going to run out of information. It's addicting, and that's what we do. We just sit there and consume. But how much practice do we do? Gals, I'm here to remind you today that if you're not practicing, you're not going to get anywhere. Information will not help us. It is useless until it's put into practice. We need practice, not theory. You have enough information to last you several lifetimes. There's very little that I can tell you here on the snippets that you haven't heard somewhere else or read about. I may say it slightly differently. There might be some concepts that I put in a certain way, but I'm just here saying stuff you already know. And my message is always, stop surface dwelling, stop seeking information, and start your self-care routines. Get your sacred space in order and practice over time so that you can truly, not just saying it, but truly make this the best era, bar none, of your life. The healthiest, happiest, most joyous and free era of your life. Whatever age you're at right now, this minute, when you're hearing my voice, we have only one place we can go, and that's forward. So when we start looking forward, and we want forward to be so much happier and better than it is today, there's only one way to do it. We have to stop doing what we've been doing. We have to stop hanging out on the surface, gathering information. Look, let's face it. I'll say it. I'll go ahead and say it. It's lazy. And let me tell you something. I struggle with this because it's just too easy to put the old earbuds in and listen to another audiobook and another podcast while I'm doing this or while I'm doing that. But when we have to get our asses down on the chair in our sacred space, or even create our sacred space in the first place, when we have to sit there and actually do the work, put into practice some of the stuff we've learned, that takes effort. And if we're still struggling with alcohol, it's often an effort that's beyond us. Because when we do sit down, we're sitting down to have a drink. So until something jarring, drastic happens in our lives to help us to move beyond the surface and dive deeper into life and start really doing the work that we need to do to change our lives, we're just going to stay floating on the surface. And yeah, it's laziness. It really is. It's partly laziness and partly fear. Because what am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to do hard stuff. I'm asking you to look at your life. I'm asking you to look at your relationships. I'm asking you to look closely at your health. I'm asking you to look at your habits, including your alcohol habit, but not only alcohol, right? So here in Snippet Land, I often say we don't do fluff, and we don't. But because we don't do fluff, we ask for a lot from ourselves. Say, look, I'm going to do this, and damn it, I'm worth the best. I'm not doing some light self-care. I'm not doing light growth. I'm not doing personal development light. I'm doing it right. There's a rhyme. I like that. We don't do light. We do it right. I love it when those just show up. Now, what do I mean by that? Do I sound like a drill sergeant, a personal development growth Nazi? I know I do sometimes, but let me tell you something. Let me remind you of this. I believe that you can grow in drastic and dramatic ways, even with 5-minute self-care routine. A 5-minute daily self-care routine will change your life in so many ways. Let me tell you some of them. First of all, when you start out with a 5-minute, and by the way, it could be 2, but let's just be reasonable, okay? Surely we can say 5 minutes. So let's say you're a busy person, this, that, and the other's going on. Okay, you take 5 minutes and you say to yourself, no matter what happens, I am committed to sitting down for 5 minutes each and every day at the same time in my sacred space. In those 5 minutes, I'm going to breathe for 1. Then I'm going to be quiet for 1 and say a prayer or an affirmation or in some way connect to my inner self, my real self, my higher self, or God if you're religious. That's another minute. That's 2 minutes. Then I'm going to spend 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes writing my intentions for the coming day. What am I going to do today? Just intentions. This is not a do list. This is an intention list. And that's a different snippet. I can talk for 15 minutes on intentions, but just for now, you're writing out your intention list, which is different from a do list. And then the last 60 seconds, you're going to sit quietly and breathe and just bring the attention back to your breathing. Now, that was right off the cuff, off the top of my head, a 5-minute routine. Adjust accordingly. Do in that 5 minutes what feels right for you. Do you love to pray? Then spend 2 minutes talking to God. Whatever works for you, do it. But more important than what you do in those 5 minutes is the fact that you do it. And you come back to it every single day. And you mark it on your calendar, not an electronic calendar. Well, we hang a paper calendar on the wall. And we use a big, giant marker. And we cross that day off. And we do another one. And we do another one. And let me tell you this is guaranteed. Here's what's going to happen. Before too long, you're going to go to 6 minutes, and then 7, and then 10, and then etc. Now, I'm not telling you to plan to go longer, but you will. Why? Because all of a sudden, after about a week, 7 days, 10 days, however long, it's different for everyone, you're suddenly going to look at that calendar and go, oh my God, I have a self-care routine. Look at the calendar. 8 days in a row, I have done my self-care. And by the way, I'm going to interrupt myself right here. There will be no negative self-talk No voice that pops in and says, yeah, but it was only 5 minutes. Ha ha, you think you're yeah, blah, you're not doing self-care. It's 5 freaking minutes. What good is 5 minutes? Never. That voice will try to invade, and you are not going to listen to it. So just, please, right? No. That voice is not allowed any space in your head. So you kick that voice out. This 5 minutes is precious, valuable, and cherished. So there you are, and you're going, oh my God, I have 8 days in a row of doing my self-care routine. This is amazing. You can even say out loud to somebody if you want to your girlfriend or a friend or somebody. You can say, well, yes, I have a daily self-care routine that I'm quite proud of, actually. It's none of their business what you do. I mean, if you want to share, you can, but you can say that in all honesty. And suddenly you're a person who journals every day, or a person who meditates every day, or a person who prays every day. And you've got a routine, and it's real, and it's legit, and it's yours. You have now moved into the realm of I'm doing care. That thought, when it comes, is going to automatically make you want to do more. You don't have to plan it. Forget it. Just commit to 5 minutes, because you will automatically come to this moment in time. Don't bother looking for it. Don't try and push it. Don't ask for it. Just do your thing, and that day will come, I promise you, and it won't take very long, and you'll be going, to hell with that. I'm going to stay here for 8 minutes today, or 10, or whatever it is. Or what if you do stay at 5 minutes for a year? Who cares? Do the math. What's 5 minutes times 365 days? Well, I could push pause on this recording and do the math, but I'm not going to. You can do the math. That's a lot of self-care, my dear. A lot of self-care. Actually, you know what? I just changed my mind. I can't resist. I'm going to pause the recording, and I'm going to do the math, and I'll be right back. Or maybe you might even already have it done, but let me get it for you as well in case you're driving. Hold on a second. Holy catfish. Ready? Are you ready? By the way, I really did do that. It wasn't staged. I paused the recording and did the math on my little handy-dandy calculator. Get this, gals. That's just over 30 hours of self-care. 30 hours of looking after yourself. 30 hours in 1 year by doing 5 minutes a day. Like, hello. So, you know what we could do? We could start doing some other math. How many hours have you spent drinking wine? Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. How many hours have we spent drinking alcohol? Or add to it, so do the math on that. And then also include in there, how many hours have you spent regretting drinking alcohol? And add on top of that, how many hours have you spent in the morning wanting to freaking kill yourself because you drank again and said you wouldn't? How many hours have we spent bemoaning our lack of self-care? How many hours have we spent worrying about our bodies and our health because of all the alcohol we're drinking? I could go on and on and on, right? You get the picture. And meanwhile, even if you're drinking, and I want you to quit drinking. I really do. That's the goal here. But even if you're not yet, you can still do 5 minutes of self-care each morning. Or evening, or whenever. There are no rules around it except for do it. So what do you think? So in that 5 minutes, you can be moving from surface dwelling to diving. Okay, this is back to the theme of today's snippet. A little bit sidetracked, but it's relevant. That 5 minutes can help you to stop surface dwelling, because the one thing you're not doing in their sacred space during that 5 minutes is scrolling on your phone. You're not on social media. You're not touching anything electronic. Maybe, I guess, you can use your meditation app, your meditation timer, but please be careful. That phone is so dangerous. Okay, so the point here is, in order to avoid surface dwelling, we have to intentionally sit down and dig a little deeper. We have to intentionally start practicing some of the stuff that we're always reading about, hearing about, listening about, all of it. We've all heard, do your meditation, do your journaling, do some yoga. How much are we doing of that stuff? How much do you know and how much do you practice? So here is the answer to the surface dwelling dilemma. It's called a 5-minute daily routine, a 5-minute daily self-care routine will solve the surface dwelling dilemma. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, I mean, honestly, Becca, isn't 5 minutes still on the surface? I will repeat, it's better than nothing, isn't it? And you're going to grow the desire for more. Because I tell you this much, once we start getting a routine going, we really want it to be better. We look at that calendar and we go, I can do more than that. This feels so damn good. I'm going to do a little bit more. Now, to put a bow on all of this, if you really do want a real and supported and bulletproof self-care routine that will take you far, far below the surface, then all you have to do is book a call with me. Be honest. How many times have you told yourself, I'll cut back, only to find yourself pouring another glass? How many times have you woken up with regret, promising yourself it'll be the last time? How many times have you promised you're going to go deeper and ended up surface dwelling and surface dwelling and surface dwelling? The truth is, nothing changes until you decide it's time. So if anything I've said here today hits home and you're tired of feeling stuck in this cycle, let's talk. I offer free one-on-one calls where you share your story with me, and together we'll create a plan that you can finally get off the surface and start your self-care and your journey to alcohol-free living. I know this takes courage, even though I know you're courageous, but just to give you an extra push, I offer a $100 restaurant coupon book that you can use in restaurants near your home. But of course, I have a limited number of coupon books and I have a limited number of calls I can take in any given month. So go to the show notes of this episode, click the first link that says book your call with Becca. That's going to take you to my personal calendar where you can pick a time that works before they're all gone. This will be the decision that changes everything for you. You will be off the surface. You'll go way beyond the surface, and it's not difficult, and it's not drill sergeant Becca training. I know you have a life, and the women who join up with me continue to live their lives, but do their self-care as well. So there you have it, my dears. No more surface dwelling in snippet land. Start your 5 minutes a day, or better yet, book that call with me. And I thank you for coming. I appreciate you more than you know, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.